What's up, everyone? It's Cotter and Lau.
What's going on, guys?
Been a while.
It's been a minute for a regular podcast.
Oh yeah, it has. Straight off the bat, let's go ahead and nod a word to our sponsors.
Okay.
Anchor Fence Company.
This podcast is brought to you by Anchor Fence. Come get a picket.
Any size, any time.
Up your ass. We don't give a shit.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And OPS.
OPMS Kratom.
OPMS.
OPMS Kratom. I'm not 100% sure what it stands for.
Every time. I hope they don't get angry.
I always associate it with PMS.
Me too. OPM, and I
You know
don't
what
want to
I mean?
say
And you
it,
just add the O.
so I just go safe.
It puts you in a better mood. Let's just say that.
Well, you know,
If you got $13, go pick up a pack.
it's like Ultra Midol. Grab a Coke, try it out.
It's not bad at all. I recommend it.
I don't know. I've only done it ever a few times. Just
You did some
not
strong
every time.
Kratom with me too. You did
Oh, man,
you
it
did more
was-
potent stuff.
I didn't like it.
Right.
I just smoke some weed.
It's absolutely not
have a
for
beer and
everybody.
chill. Yeah.
I know people who smoke a joint and they're like, I'm
Right.
done with that.
It's like,
Paranoid.
What do you mean, like smoke a joint of OPMS Kratom? What the fuck?
You're not gonna smoke a joint of that.
You-
If you smoke a joint of
Do
that,
you
you probably
think
go to the
you could?
hospital.
Are-
I'd rather not.
Are you
That'd probably
scared?
choke you
Are
out.
you scared?
Sometimes because it's powder in a vegetable capsule.
How many times I've rolled up some powdered fucking weed?
Well, no.
Come on.
You could because it's
You
the
can,
type.
I can roll a joint out of anything.
It almost looks like finely ground weed,
I
right?
will roll you a joint of fucking macaroni, dude. I can roll a joint out of anything.
Well done.
Don't tell me I can't do
With
it.
some craft.
Oh, fuck yeah. You ever rolled up some crack?
I've never rolled up crack.
You break it down a little, you can roll that shit up.
That's actually one of the only drugs I don't remember ever doing. I don't think I did crack.
Oh, yeah? Oh, well, me neither, then.
The sometimes those little vegetable capsules,
Uh-huh.
I'll take because you have to take like 8 to 10 of them at a
Right.
time. Well, you don't have to,
Or you
but
could smoke like 4
that's my
joints.
dose. I'll take 8 of those at a time, and they clump up in my throat
Oh, dude.
because they're those gel capsules, and they'll get lodged into my chest.
You're probably allergic to that shit.
I doubt it.
Well, your body doesn't
Immune,
like processing it.
immune, if anything. They sponsor this podcast. I buy it every week.
You're like, I'm going to do it. I'm going
I have
do
to
it.
for the podcast, man.
Fucking A. I don't know. Anyway, I thought it would be kind of cool, like, just to kind of see how you felt about it. But I want to talk about, just so I can, just kind of, maybe I'm just using this as like a therapy session. I want to talk about
It's like a diary.
open relationships and polyamory. That's what I've been experiencing some of lately. I've delved into that world. I did make myself a part of something, and it's been a wonderful, crazy ride.
Been a
and
nice experience.
yeah, and I know, like, whenever I first told you, your reaction wasn't it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't what I'd hoped it would be. You're like, oh man, like, which is understandable.
I can't be too excited because I'm married.
Right.
I can't
Well,
be
I
like,
mean-
that's awesome.
I mean, so is my girlfriend.
Yeah, that's the point.
My girlfriend's married.
If you really want my input on it,
Oh, of course.
100%
Which is why I
honesty.
of course. Why I bring it up.
I'm a very insecure guy.
Oh.
So if I tried to do that, it would be more of her finding this guy that's a good dude and built and just a really good-looking, nice guy.
Are you just afraid that she just enjoy him more? Or?
Right? Yeah. That's the point.
But when you're in a like an open marriage or like a polyamory situation, it is understood that
that's polyamorous.
that this person loves you, and this person loves this person.
Yeah, but I can't. I'm so insecure. I'd be jealous.
But you're
jealousy
not
issues.
seeing the other half. Like, you yourself can find a beautiful woman, and you don't have to like settle or anything.
my
like
confidence is
that.
low too because I don't think I
work with
could.
it. You can actually put in the time to find somebody you really like, who you're really attracted to. Because at the end of the day, you still have your wife. You can go back to your, you always have your you're
Yeah, but she's got like Greg or whoever it is,
Well, not every day.
Jacob.
And I mean, it's not like you have talked about times where you all hang out together or separately, or like it's an open communication.
See, but the thing is, I feel like you have to have some kind of emotions blocked. in order to do that? Because I feel like it's only a human
blocked,
reaction.
just taken care of in other ways.
It's only a human reaction to be jealous, though.
Right. So
you're not serious with this girl. If you were serious with the person and
I am.
Okay, I apologize for saying that.
She's my girlfriend.
Okay.
I love her.
I've clearly offended you, and I apologize.
No, it is not. It doesn't run so shallow as you think. That I love her. She's my girlfriend.
Right. You've talked very highly.
We are together.
You've talked very highly.
Yeah.
I get it. I commend you for it. That's what's really cool is I tell a guy I work with all the time. He's like 21 and he has no kids. And he's always bitching about shit. I'm like, dude, I was right where you are, and I wish somebody would have told me what I'm about to tell you. Stop bitching.
Yeah.
I have 3 kids and a wife. Not that I'm miserable. I'm very happy with my life. The problem is you lose that freedom to, I'm going to do what I want when I want to do it. I have no schedule. I go to work and I make my money and I do what I want to do. He bitches about that. I'm like, dude, it could be much, not worse, but it could be much more. It could be much more responsibility for yourself.
Right.
You're single, no kids. You have a full-time job, dude. You're killing right now. You're 21. Go to a bar and fucking have fun. Do a karaoke. Do whatever you want to do.
Make yourself motherfucking happy.
Do you know how? And I don't think I'd be going crazy.
Right.
But and truthfully, I feel like I'm one of those people that needed kids because I probably would have went too far with the partying and drugs, and I wouldn't have cared so much.
Right.
I think I care because of my kids.
Yeah.
And I needed that. You know, a lot of people, they can care about shit and party.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, it's definitely true. I mean, but it's so crazy. Like I wanted to ask you, like, before I forget, when it comes to like a polyamorous relationship, where in that relationship do you count as like what could be considered cheating? Like, where do you think in that sort
that's
of
the thing, my
agreement
friend.
and relationship, where does cheating lie?
Polyamorous? It doesn't. It doesn't exist.
Oh, you're wrong, sir.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm here to tell you today you're wrong.
Is it because you do it and you don't tell the significant other, I'm doing this? You don't let them know?
If you're hiding it, yeah. If it's not
I can see that.
Talked about, communicated, agreed upon, and you're doing this without anyone's knowledge in your polyamory situation, that is cheating. That's
kind of keep it in the closet.
That's going behind your, and it's harder to cheat in a polyamorous deal because you don't. I don't know if I don't think that came out right. It's still is just as easy.
It's not harder, but I get what you're saying. It's still just as bad.
It's even more bad because you have
an open relationship.
Yeah, why not be open? Like, be open about it. And if it's not,
what are you hiding?
Right. Don't hide anything.
If I let you fuck other people, why are you hiding this guy?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I get that.
Don't hide it. And if you hide something, you're cheating. You're not letting them know. You're not. You're.
See, I would have never thought about that. That's
if you want to be in an open relationship, your shit's got to be open.
Right.
Dog.
It's got to be 100%
open.
honest.
It's like, hey, I find this chick cute. How do you feel? Like, would it be okay? Like, would you like to meet this person? Because I can't. Like, I'm never gonna get. At this point in time, like, I'm not gonna get with anyone else. I like the situation that I'm in. I love the dynamic, and everything, and I'm right there in it. I think I fell into like a pretty great situation. But like, to say if I was in like a different type of situation that was similar to this, like, I wouldn't actively get in a relationship with somebody else without that being okay with my people.
Right.
Like, and if that's not okay, if that's not going to work for every angle, then that's a situation that's not going to work.
Something like that, though, you shouldn't have to go through other. It should just be you, really.
Well, you
shouldn't
just
be okay with other people.
Well,
fuck them.
As any person, you have to weigh what you want more. Do I want this connection with these people and I love them, or do I want to throw that all away for this one person?
Well,
and be in a monogamous relationship. But like right now, that's not.
I think
worth
some
it.
people.
It's not worth it for me to.
Some people prefer 100% commitment.
Some
you know
people
what I mean?
do. You're right.
Right. That's the people who are like, I'd rather just be married and be with one person.
Monogamy.
Not a lot of people.
Monogamy.
But close to half.
But even in a polyamorous relationship, you're 100% committed.
Yeah, it's still commitment.
100% committed.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't think commitment was the right word. It's not exclusive. No, I mean polyamory.
It is what it is.
Between the
As long as
confines
you're
of the,
open
of the
with the
polyamory
relationship.
it's exclusive. Yeah, and it's like we're not, the situation. Like we're not dating or there's nothing casual. We are in a relationship.
Let me ask you this.
And we are together.
Let me ask you this.
I'm her boyfriend and she is my girlfriend.
Do you feel 100% like you're not doing a bad thing?
I don't feel like I'm doing a bad thing at all.
At all. Right.
At all. Do you feel that I'm doing a bad thing?
No.
Honestly.
Because here's my issue is if you were just seeing a married woman and she was keeping it, like you said, a secret, that's I honestly
that's different.
That's your fucking
that's fucking home wrecking. And
this sounds bad, but it's your fucking problem.
It's not a good thing, and
it's your issue.
I don't advise that to anybody.
I don't think I'd look down on you for that.
Don't sneak around with a married woman.
Well,
that's a bad thing.
It's obviously wrong.
I would feel bad about myself if I tore somebody's fucking family.
But I wouldn't. I don't think I'd look at you bad over it. I think it'd be more of like
it's in the eye of the beholder.
It'd be your issue to do.
If I ruin somebody's family, her family
if
would
this dude
probably look at me in a bad light because I came along and ruined this fucking family.
Right. If this dude came at you with a gun, though, you know what I mean? If this dude was coming at you, I'd be conflicted. That's where I'd be conflicted. If he was like, I'm going to kick your ass or kill you, and you were like, dude, I need a little bit of backup.
You're my friend and you love me and you're worried about my safety. I get it. I get it. But luckily, I didn't land in a situation like that. So.
No. And that's the difference is that's why I don't get, it's your deal.
Yeah.
I'm not going to look at you any different. You're still fucking Lao. I mean, I personally, I have this thing where, I've had a rocky history with somebody.
Yeah.
And that certain person did so much wrong to me that I look back and I'm like, damn, I can't believe I didn't call that out.
I honestly had that too, dude. And
it hurt me.
And being in a relationship like this, I absolutely love it because there's nothing that I have to keep in or hide or do, and you have more than one person to bounce things off of. You have more than one person to,
Well, are you kind of in a relationship with a husband too? Would you say you're in a friendship relationship?
Oh yeah, we're bros. Yeah,
because
total bros. Total.
Because that would be kind of awkward, as if you were, but he didn't have anything to do with you, and he was like, just fuck my wife, I'll be back.
No,
that'd be kind of weird.
We are friends. We are very, very good friends. We chill. We like smoking pipes together.
See, that's to me, and I don't want to out anybody. I know somebody who's a swinger. And they, that's the thing, and that's a whole other term, by the way. That's that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But and I don't want to get into it honestly, but I do know somebody who's like that, who has an open kind of relationship, and they just do what they kind of want to. They're a lot happier than a lot of people I know.
Oh yeah, they're in a relationship where there's just total open communication.
There's nothing in the closet to look for. There's nothing to look for.
There's no cloudy skies. It's all open and there. And I mean, I gotta tell you, dude, I love it. I feel better than any relationship I've been in. Like I feel like I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. It is great. It's great for all parties involved. And
it doesn't sound like it could turn sour. At this point, I think these are experienced people that you've found.
Mm-hmm.
And this is I'm just being 100% honest. Like, I'm not even, if I don't want to offend anybody, but it's just, you telling me what's going on and everything. Just from my perspective, it seems like everything's like legit.
Everything's good and kosher, and it's beautiful.
Just a nice time.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody just wants to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what's missing from the fucking world. I'm not saying everybody should fuck everybody, but
like now that I see the contrast of past relationships,
let it go.
Let it go. All those things that aren't talked about that slowly take the relationship apart and tear it down and turn it sour and make people that loved each other so hard hate each other. Fuck that, dude.
Jealousy, insecurities.
Why not? Yeah, and why not? Why is it so bad to be in a situation in a relationship where that just can't happen because everything's out in the open. Everyone knows how everyone feels. Everyone knows the rules, and
there's no animosity amongst everybody.
It's completely it is a declarance of human interaction and how efficient and cohesive it can be. It truly is. And I'm so glad that I dwelled myself into this situation to
You know,
kind
a
of
lot
learn
of-
that and view that from the inside.
A lot of conservatives would probably call you a fucking hippie.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, dude. And you know what? I'm happier than every single one of them.
Hippie's never been a bad word to me.
I'm happier than all of those people who would call me names and try to strike me down for it. I am happier than you. I'm not struggling like you. I'm not suffering like you.
Well, that seems like a bit of an attack.
Well, if they're gonna come at me and be like, "You're a fucking hippie," am I not being attacked?
I didn't call you a hippie.
Are my beliefs and views not being attacked and accosted? Like, just because I'm a hippie, in your eyes, I don't understand the complexities of love and companionship and partnership and relationships? Fuck you. Like, I fucking understand more than the regular person when it comes to things like this, because I've dwelled myself, not because I'm any fucking smarter.
Well, you have experience.
Because I've dwelled myself into more of it than other people would.
Most people don't get to this point.
And that's, yeah.
Right. You actually,
Fuck yeah, you put the cherry right on top.
If I'm being 100% honest, you're kind of living a dude's fantasy, like just kind of a free roam. You know, you don't have to give so much of a fuck about this. Just meet me naked. You know what I mean?
No, but like,
and that's not offensive.
I love her. It's not
I understand
it's not an
that.
empty thing. It's,
But my thing is, if I were, and this is personal. This is all personal to me. I'm giving you my personal
weed is
opinion.
shit.
Well, that's not a sponsor, thank God. But
I know. But we need to find your guy and shoot him.
listen, I live in Missouri, so I think that is stuff that was grown here. I don't even think it was
tough, dude. Tell me, I will. I do it all. Like I will.
And the same thing
will
happened
get
to
you
Joe
good
Rogan. Joey Diaz came on his show and said, "You got shit weed. Get a better dealer." And Joe Rogan's like, "It's fine." The problem is I know this ain't fine.
It ain't fine, dude. I mean, it gets you high.
My mother has been bitching.
And I love
it
you.
Too. It's way too much money for what it is.
Yeah, it is.
But
it is.
I'm a gutter
How much
kid.
you pay? How much you pay?
40 for an 8.
For an 8th?
Yeah.
That's like I can get you for the same price. I can get you medicinal shit. How's that sound?
I know you can.
Why not call this motherfucker up when you need some weed, dude?
The last
call
shit,
this motherfucker up.
The last shit that I got from you, I believe, was called Crackleberry.
Yes, it was. Did you
and
enjoy
it was
that?
Very delicious. It was very delicious.
See, a very high grade.
I actually licked the bag. Licked the inside of the bag. Like, yeah.
That's how you know that you got fuckers some good weed when he's licking the bag.
When you know it's good weed when you're breaking it up to make a joint, and then you lick your fingers. Like you don't go ugh and wipe it on your pants. You actually like. For some reason, I may be a weirdo in that, but every time I'm doing a joint and it's really, really good weed, I'll lick my fingers from the crystals and shit. I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It don't get me high.
Get them trichones,
right.
But like, at least you're not letting them go to waste.
Still, exactly. Yeah.
I fucking second.
It's
you
a
on that.
weird like broke kid thing. Like I better not waste that.
Yeah. I've been down and out. You ever scraped a piece and realized your position in life? You know what I'm saying, dude? You're like, all in an afternoon, you know exactly who the fuck you are.
That's those days that you smoke it and you're like, you're 50% grateful that you have it, but then you're like, oh God, it could be so much better.
Right? It's like, oh my fuck.
You're having to lighter it a couple times because it's still wet.
Right. And then like, on that third light, you're like, I'm living in fucking squalor. And I'm going to smoke this fucking resin because that's all I can.
I'm going to go drink a can of chicken broth now for dinner.
And then you grow up and get a job. You're like, I can't find good weed. I can't find good weed.
I grew up in the gutter, so I've always been keen to whatever you got, I'll get it.
In the ghetto.
If you got it, I'll take it.
If you got it, I want it.
I actually got into a thing with a dude that I used to know, and I don't mention names on here, obviously.
I used to know.
I was supposed to get some stuff from him. Well, that sounded like Sam Rockwell, or not Sam Rockwell.
It was like Gyote. Or
Rockwell and Michael Jackson. I always feel like somebody's watching me. That's what it sounded like.
Who sings that song? I wear my sunglasses at night so I can.
Oh my God!
Who sings that fucking? See the shadows in my eyes.
Corey Hart.
Corey Hart sings that?
Corey Hart sings that.
I wear my sunglasses in night so
We have
I can.
we have a close
love
buddy that would actually love that reference.
Who?
That would be nostalgia.
Oh yeah, we can't say name. Who?
You know who.
Do we give him a code name?
The man.
Oh.
Oh, we tried to call him, but we didn't air it. We didn't air it. No, Frank's another one.
Okay, I know.
Frank's
you're
a
talking
whole other ball game.
Let's
We'll call this one Jimmy.
All right, Jimmy will do. Yeah, bearded Jimmy.
You've hung out with him a little bit. I haven't yet. But
yeah,
the point is, he would love that reference. Corey Hart.
Wear my sunglasses.
Do you remember going over to his house and see? I downloaded a lot of songs in my MP3 from other friends' computers.
Oh yeah. I remember. I remembered it.
I didn't have my own computer, so I was like, I gotta download some music.
Got hooked up some LimeWire.
Do you remember LimeWire?
Yeah, dude.
Holy shit!
You know how I got LimeWire Pro? LimeWire. For free, you can pay $3.89. I was like, so I went on my LimeWire and I typed in LimeWire Pro and I pirated it.
There you go.
Fuck yeah, I pirated a pirating service to pirate shit.
It was way better than Napster.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! And it would categorize your songs better.
Some people got porn off that shit.
Oh yeah,
you could get video.
Guilty as charged. Oh boy. Oh my god. Downloaded porno videos are easier to hide on your dad's computer than websites you visited. It's fucking true.
Oh yeah, I
so
definitely.
I had like 30 of them some bitches in a folder.
Fucking
marked something fucking obscure that my dad would never click on.
Porn's,
and guess what? He never did.
Porn's fucking weird because
dude, I know.
it's gotten so much more like I remember. I'm so old that I remember having to try to find a magazine or a little VHS tape.
Me too, dude.
You know what I mean?
Me too. I remember like being with friends and it's like, oh, my dad's got some porno mags, so like I fucking mastermind a plan to go sneak into the bedroom, grab us a few.
Listen, I had my dad had a Camaro outside of my grandma's house one time, right outside of her house, just
full of
just
porn. That's so fucking 80s, dude.
It was very 80s and 90s,
dude.
The box, it was a giant
I love
box.
this fucking story.
It was a giant box full of VHSs and then a bunch of magazines. A
hell
bunch of like biker 80s biker babes and shit. Like he was into some crazy shit. He just got a shit ton of porn. I don't know how the fuck he got it, but he got it. So I knew it was there because I was probably like 13, maybe 12 or 13. And I was friends with this dude down the road, and this dude was hanging out with me, and I had happened to told him about the big box in my dad's Camaro full of porn. I was like, yeah, because we started talking about porn and shit, and I was like, yeah, that's funny that he has that. He was like, he got dead serious, and he looks at me, he says, you think you can get me like a magazine or two? And that, and I kind of, I wish it would have clicked with me in the moment because I could have sold them. I could have made some money.
You're like $3 a piece,
but
boy. $3 a piece.
The weirdest part was he took me. We went back to his house. I grabbed him like two. I was like, yeah, sure. I grabbed him two. Opened the door. Grabbed him two out of the box. Went to his house and we sat on his bunk bed and we just looked at him. Huh. That was. It wasn't. It didn't get 5 feet apart. It didn't get weird.
Not gay.
We were more like right next to each other.
Oh wow!
Beating dicks. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I just wanted that. I just wanted that shock.
I mean, you do you, girl.
But the weirdest part of that was he was a strange guy anyway, and but I think he was maybe a year or two older than me. But he wanted him so bad he begged me because I was like, I don't want to. My dad might see him.
Bro, you gotta give the pornos, man. Come, bro.
But at this time, I was used to. I didn't need that box because I had already like gotten a hold from friends of like VHS tapes and shit.
Oh yeah,
like,
that's how I did it.
I had some 90s porn like a motherfucker.
Oh my god, I had this one VHS was called Starlight Princesses. And I watched that thing, dude, till it fell apart, man. Starlight Princesses.
I watched one that was actually looked like a soap opera. It was filmed like a soap opera, but it was
like, and now your sister came out of the coma, and we fucking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I watched them fucking.
Don't tell my evil twin brother. Oh, he's gonna wake up from a coma next week.
I found a.
We got an evil triplet. Fuck.
I fucking found.
You fucked him.
A Ron Jeremy porn. one
really?
time. It was
Ew.
dedicated to Ron Jeremy.
Dude, he is just not an attractive
The
man,
funniest,
dude.
the funniest thing I remember from that was, and I've got another porn.
If I had
we're
to
gonna
get
talk
fucked
about
by
porn,
a penis, I would not choose his.
okay, him or John Holmes, shit like that.
Fuck
any
that
any
shit.
black male would be god awful. I've got two stories to tell you, okay, and the first story's short, the second story is a little longer, but it's
Right.
about porn. I want to tell you this real quick because it's funny as fuck, okay?
Porn me up.
Since we're on porn,
Uh-huh.
I found a VHS tape of Ron Jeremy when I was a kid, and the funniest, because it had compilations of him fucking different chicks, and
Right.
and one, it was this really hot chick, and I remember it was my favorite, but the ending was so funny because it was dubbed over.
Oh, yeah?
It was like in a different language,
Really?
and
So it's like sweet, and he's like, oh,
Exa-
yeah.
yeah, it was dubbed over, yeah.
We're going to fuck in the barn while you stand over there unawares.
It was Ron Jeremy
Oh.
without Ron Jeremy's voice.
Really?
Yeah, it was corny, and he
Don't
came,
look at me in the eyes. Fucker.
he came on her chest, and then
goodness.
he rolls off of her, right? His fat ass rolls off of her, and she's sitting there with a load on her chest. She rolls over and puts the blanket over her shoulder like she's about to go to sleep, and he looks at her. You just see him in the camera, and he's like, "Are you gonna wash that off? Are you gonna go take a shower? What the fuck?"
You gonna clean yourself?
He gives her shit. Yeah, that's kind of what it was.
Yeah.
Are you gonna clean up? Jesus, like it was a very chauvinist. Like,
Right.
what the fuck are you doing? Okay, so that was stupid. But
You trying to fuck up my sheets?
that was
What?
that was one of my first interactions to porn. And as I got older, I think I was about 17 or 18, and I watched this porn, right? And it was like there were two black dudes, big black guys, and then there was one little skinny white, long-haired, really creepy crypt keeper looking white guy.
Okay.
He was kind of creepy looking.
Oh God.
He had a ponytail. He had long
Oh,
hair,
no.
and he was creepy looking, and his eyes bugged. Like his
Right.
pupils were huge, and he was
And
over
all
in the
this
corner.
Did he ever fuck anyone?
Yes, listen.
Of course.
Listen.
It
Well,
probably would have been less awkward if he was just like fucking a turkey.
I actually think he didn't. I think here's the part of the story is
Okay.
is what you asked is perfect because
Ugh.
he's okay. So they're in a tub, right? And this is gonna get graphic.
Right.
Okay. This is plus 18 or whatever.
We're
you know.
crossing the line.
We're gonna talk about some adult shit tonight, and I have to tell you this because this is the funniest thing I ever remember
Right.
from porn I've ever seen. It was a dead serious porn. It was like, kind of one of those, ghetto, let's get some people together to fuck. For some reason, this creepy white guy was in the
Right.
corner. He was off to the side. I don't know why he was there. But he had a ponytail. He was very skinny,
I'm the powder boy.
very short. It seemed
I'll make
like
sure your dick's ready for the scene.
it seemed like he was somebody they pulled off the street or something, or like maybe he was somebody who won a bet or something like.
Can I show you my collection of squirrels? Get in the car. Go ahead. Come on.
It was two big black girls and then two big black guys.
Okay.
And so they're in this tub and they're both couples. They swap every now and then, but they're regular stuff, just kind of fucking and doing sexual things. And the white guy stays in the corner for about 10 minutes, and he's just in the corner like beaming at him, beating his dick. He's just kind of rubbing his dick, like looking at him like, well, when's it my turn? And
Okay.
I remember this because the porno wasn't specific to
Right.
what I'm explaining. It was literally just some random shit I had found.
Right.
And this is,
What kind of shit are you looking up that you come up with that?
I just look at anytime.
It was like in the feed?
Anytime I've looked at porn, I just
Oh.
go through the feed. I've never had to search for anything because it's like it's there. It's right there if you just
Do you ever
scroll down
just,
a little bit.
Do you ever like real talk? Do you ever just like you find yourself like, all right, I'm gonna beat off, and you're looking for porn, and like 30 minutes later, you still haven't beaten off. You're still looking.
Yeah. And I think part
Like,
of that
why is that?
problem.
Like,
I think a
it's
part
like
of
you
that
don't
problem.
know what it is, but you know it when you see it.
Well,
And then you're like, okay.
I think what it is
That's
is-
the sound I make when I jack off.
you're very loud.
And then my mom's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I'm sorry. I was itching it and it went off.
This is gonna get very adult tonight. Okay, The reason I don't know why I was watching this. I just remember it vaguely.
Right.
And so this creepy guy's in the corner, and these two black couples are getting it on. They're bigger black women, and these are muscular big black guys.
Oh yeah.
It should have been just those four, but for some reason, and I remember this is why I remember this. For some reason, that little white creepy guy's in the corner. So
Right.
so they're all in a big tub, and eventually one of the girls is off to herself, kind of rubbing it out, watching these three get it something going. The white guy goes right up to the back of the big black girl, and he's a little guy, and he starts like kind of rubbing her shoulder, squeezing her tit, and he's like he's up against her, and she actually grabs onto him and starts playing along. Right?
Oh,
So you're like, okay, well he's not just a creepy guy in the corner, he's a part of this. I swear to you, I laughed so hard. Okay. I've never laughed this hard watching porn. This motherfucker, she turns around, looks at him, and goes, and she walks back to the three people having sex over here, and she starts messing with them.
Oh.
She leaves him in the corner. I watched it. There was no description about this. I watched it and found it.
Wow.
I can't find it today to save my life, but I wish I could because I want to show certain people.
Weird blonde-haired,
He was-
white-haired man in the corner.
He was a really small guy with a ponytail, and he was just beating he had a tiny dick, and he was just kind of going at it. And once he got up to her, he tried. He starts, hey, we're going to do something. She actually reaches behind her and grabs him. And it's like, yeah. But then she kind of notices, oh, this is a little, what the fuck? She turns around, and it's that little creepy white guy. She kind of tries to play it off like, and kind of moves back to the other
She's
people.
like, no.
Yeah. She was like, I don't think so, sweetheart, but thanks.
I'm not feeling it, creeper.
She was
okay.
She was as professional as she could have been. She was like,
Right.
I didn't sign up for that. So
Don't you gotta film it at Tales from the Crypt. You gotta fucking take care of like
his face,
oh,
and he's still beating it. He's still beating it. He didn't stop.
He's like,
He's like,
it almost hurt that time.
it was the
touched my
weirdest.
dick.
It
She
was the
touched my
weirdest
dick.
thing
Dude.
I've ever seen on porn. I just wanted to tell you that because we were on the
Right.
subject. I wish I could find it. I
Right.
wish I could find it, but I can't. There's no. It was random, and it was so bad. I almost felt bad for the guy, but I was like, is he just there and they were filming and
no,
and
is
he
a
just
part.
kind of snuck in?
It was about that. It was about this man.
He probably paid to be in it, and they didn't let him fuck. Like,
Oh.
he's like, I'll pay some money to be in on that. And he just became the creepy guy.
He
in the
probably
corner.
financed the whole thing. He's like, he's the fucking Tommy Wiseau.
he's the money.
I did not hit her. I did not. Want to touch my penis? Huh?
Oh, hi, Mark.
I know it's small. Fucker. Let's go outside. It's so beautiful. Let's go. Let's put on suits and throw on a football. How's your sex life?
Oh, hi, Mark. I love that movie.
I love it too.
Did you enjoy the James Franco?
I did. Yeah.
That was
the
what
disaster movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I knew
loved
about
it.
that movie before I had watched that, but I had never watched it.
I actually learned about a couple of years before the movie was actually made. Like, why I heard like it was going to be made like while it was in production, and then like I don't know, like not even a year later it came out. But I had already had met someone that was like a huge closeted fan of Tommy Wiseau. And
He's a cult guy.
yeah,
He's like one of those people that you have to have a certain
right
sense of humor to like.
And with him I watched the original film The Room by Tommy Wiseau and loved it. It was so stupid. It was great. It had that value to it.
It was entertaining.
Just like Rocky Horror Picture Show, where it's just
Right.
it's fucking terrible, but it's great.
It's wonderful.
It was one of those things, and even people today will have watch parties, and there's little items and trinkets that you throw at certain times, like when you throw plastic spoons at a certain time in the movie and shit like that. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, dude.
What?
Yeah, venues will
So
have
it's got,
showings of it.
It's got a huge
And
cult
hand
following.
you your goodie bag when you walk through the door because you paid your ticket. You get a goodie bag, and as a fan, you already know when to throw each individual item at what part of the movie.
I didn't hit her. I did not.
I did not. They did not. And and then some
You're
places are
tearing
different
me
in different parts
apart,
of the
Lisa.
U.S. Sometimes you use clickers at that part. You got this little toy clicker.
That was a great movie. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. And what an interesting guy. Like, what a creepy, interesting dude.
Yeah, it was.
You know,
it was
like where did all
fairly
his fucking
different.
money come from?
Well, I thought it was crazy that
Weird.
guy really thought that, and I can't 100% attribute it to the fact that he's a foreigner, because he really thought that was he really thought that was a drama.
Yeah,
He really thought that was a serious movie, and
He
that's
did.
what the James Franco movie showed me, because I had learned about it, and I was like, oh, he really thought, like, because he was upset that people laughed at that.
Yeah,
He was like, what the fuck, dude? We worked really hard on this, and the guy told him, he's like, dude, you have to look, they're enjoying it.
yeah,
You made a movie you didn't intend to make, but it's because it's funny.
yeah.
You may have not meant to make it that way, but you're a better comedian than you are a fucking, you're funnier than you think. And
Yeah.
it's because you tried so hard to be serious.
Right.
You tried so hard to act. You were trying to act.
And he wasn't a very good actor.
Most professional actors will tell you the worst thing you can do as an actor is trying to act. Don't
Yep.
try to act. It has to be natural. It has to be organic.
No.
You can't sit there and try, okay, you can think about it, definitely, and you can create the character, but if you think too much about it, it's going to be corny,
Right. It's true.
He didn't. He tried way too hard, and it was like over the top, and that's why it was funny. It was just over the fucking top.
It was.
That's
like
what he thought of,
every bit of
know,
it. Like all
cinema
throughout the
was.
way.
He had money.
Motherfucker.
He had fucking money, and nobody can tell me where the money came from.
Right.
Like it's my
Like,
business.
he would never tell anyone. I was like, "How old are you?" He's like, "I'm your age.
I am 12.
I'm in my 20s, just
Oh,
like
hi,
you."
Mark. I'm 12.
Oh, hi, Mark. How's your sex life?
You're
You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
It's very refreshing to be able to tell that porn story. I'm
Oh.
not gonna lie.
Oh well, I'm glad that you finally.
There was
put it
no
out.
place to put it. It was just random. But I have a very vivid memory of that. It was very creepy.
Right. Well, fuck
Very,
yeah.
very weird. And I also enjoyed doing scary commentary.
Right.
I enjoyed that. We're gonna
Yeah,
do more
that
of
was
those.
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I like that.
I tried to do one with my brother, but it was I fucked it up.
Oh yeah, things happen.
Yeah.
Things
We
happen.
intended to do Leprechaun 3. What do you think right now? What do you think should be our second one? Episode 2.
The Leprechaun. I'm really adamant about
The
it.
original.
The first Leprechaun.
We did say that at the end
No,
that we were doing
we
Leprechaun.
need to stay to our word.
We'll do that. I'm down with that. I love the Leprechaun. I love anything. I just want to pick goofier shit at
Mhm.
first because I feel like once we get into the more serious movies, it's like, there's not as much fun
It stops
to be
being
had.
fun. Yeah.
Right. You
Right.
want to watch the fun ones with the makeup effects and stuff. The 80s, really. 80s and 90s. Anything 80s and
Right.
90s, I'm down. There's this movie I found called Society where they have weird Illuminati orgies and shit. And they're
Right.
aliens, some shit. It was very creepy. Very
Right.
weird. And I watched Basket Case.
Right.
Have you ever fucking seen
I've
Basket
seen Basket
Case?
Case.
Oh, my God.
Oh yeah, we should definitely do that after Leprechaun.
There is a
Do
scene
Basket Case.
in Basket Case where it's about this guy whose brother was attached to him,
Uh-huh.
but he was like a deformity.
Right.
He was just like a ball with arms and shit. And the
Well,
father,
he was sentient though.
he had thought and feelings. That
Yeah.
that was the weird
Sentience.
thing about it.
Sentience.
The movie was intelligent because it was such a low budget movie, but
Right.
it was smart about it because and it got really creepy. Like I said,
Right.
Castle Freak was a weird fucking movie for me. It got very sexual and dark.
Right.
This got even
You need
as
to give
dark.
me your Shutter account info so I can fucking watch Castle Freak.
You got to watch Castle Freak. We actually got to watch
Yeah,
Castle Freak
you
on
keep telling me
here.
you're gonna do that. You don't fucking do it. I want to watch it first before we do a commentary on it though.
I can't give you my password right now.
The fuck you can't? I'll give you my Netflix.
People will people will get on my Shutter.
Well,
and
no, don't
flood
do
it.
it. No, not on the fucking air, dude. I'm talking like when we're done.
The
You goof fucking ball. You fucking nut bar.
this little deformity. He carries him around in a basket. He gets away at one point, and the guy is flirting with this chick, and she actually wants to fuck him, and he starts to have sex with her, and the basket creature thing comes out of the basket, screams,
The basket case.
and she freaks out and runs, and he kicks her out of the room,
Oh.
and she's like, what the fuck? And he gets pissed off at the basket thing, and he goes to sleep, and the basket thing escapes and goes to where she lives and kills her. And then when he gets there, this little mound of makeup effect is like on top of her, humping her.
Oh. Wow.
I couldn't believe they got away with it. It was so controversial for this time period.
Holy shit. Well, it's just a blob. It's not two humans fucking.
It was on
Wow,
top of her
that's-
moving back
That's how
and
they got it
forth.
past the critics. It wasn't.
And I swear to God, I'm not just making this up. This is a film, ladies and gentlemen. Go
Right.
watch this film. It's so fucked up. this thing's moving on top of her while she's dead, and then he goes and tries to pry it off, and it like it's like it makes noises and shit. It was a creepy fucking movie, corny effects.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some of it was stop motion, but the idea of the story they were trying to tell was scary to me. That was creepy as fuck.
It is creepy as fuck. I think that's what made it pretty much a cult classic, man. It has that value. It's like, whoa.
It's a fucking horror
like,
film.
Whoa, like, it makes you like, what the fuck? Like,
You look at it and you can laugh, but then if you got to stop and think,
You
what
have
is
to
the
think about
story
it.
they're telling?
yeah.
And you start to think, you break down that story, you're like,
It's like, whoa.
wow, that's creepy as fuck.
Oh.
It's scary. I like
It
films
is.
like that.
I
That's
love
why I like
that. I
Castle
love
Freak.
films that make you think. You know? I love that shit. Yeah, I fucking eat it up. It's the best. I enjoy it.
I feel like maybe, and I often wonder if that's what's created my bipolar, is I
Right.
grew up from a very young age watching horror films,
Right.
watching all this violence. Maybe that created my anger and my little issues mentally.
Oh, well,
You ever think about that? Like I hate people that say video games and movies cause that.
right.
But then I sit back and I'm like, okay, I want to be real about it.
when you would think about subconsciously your thoughts, of course you had more your subconscious had a lot more horrific images to pull from than other things. You've always been a serious person, and maybe that's why you're contemplating.
I don't
with
ever
a lot
think
of
about-
serious real shit.
Right. I don't ever think about killing people though. I joke about it.
Well, I know, dude.
But-
you're not some psycho killer.
What the
And
I
you're fine. You're a good person. You're a good person. You work. You take care of your family.
I think it's a good
I
outlet.
mean, you're a fucking normal, regular, awesome human being.
I think horror films are the closest you're going to get to something violent and creepy,
Yeah.
as opposed to real life. Like,
Right.
yeah, there's some creepy shit out here, but you're not going to run into a monster.
I'm better. You saw. I'm glad that. I think you're better that you saw all those things in those
Up
in
front.
movies and images and stuff like that, rather than experiencing terrible, horrific things and whatnot.
Absolutely.
That would have fucked
Yeah.
you up. That would have fucked you up as a person.
See, that's where I'm trying to defer it. Is like I feel like my bipolar is genetic, and maybe I've got something
It's
mentally.
genetic. You did not develop bipolar because you watched horror films, man. Baby, you was born this way.
Gaga.
Yeah,
A little bit of
I
Gaga.
had to, Lady Gaga. I had to throw it in there.
I've been
Yeah.
watching. I've been watching a lot of Opie and Anthony
Oh.
on YouTube, and a Red Bar. I can't get enough of Red Bar.
Yeah, you were talking about all that. I hope that we don't ever end up like Opie and Anthony, but I don't think that we
Well, me and you were talking before this, and they said the N word a lot, and that kind of blew my mind a little bit. A lot of people were edgy and would say cunt, or obviously cuss. Cussing ain't shit once you're saying cunt and FAGGOT.
Uh-huh.
I don't even want to say it because
Right.
times are so different. And I feel like
Yeah.
that was, and I tried to see their point about it, because I was like, man, I get where they're coming from, because they're like, we feel like children saying the
Right.
N word or the F word.
Oh yeah,
We're just gonna say it, and it's not meant to hurt anybody. It's just meant because that's what we're talking
just
about.
doing a show. Yeah,
Right.
Just doing a
And
show.
I tried to see it like that, and it's I don't even want to say the shit. I mean I will, but it's not something that I give a fuck if I do or not.
Right.
But I'm not afraid to. That's the thing. And it's not out of a hate thing. It's just a
Mhm.
word. And I think you take more power out of the word when you just, I'm not saying use it frequently,
Yeah.
but in taste.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't distastefully use it.
Right.
Like,
oh, yeah.
I got their point, but times have changed. And that's what I was talking about, was I think that's why they broke up, and
Right.
Opie and Anthony didn't work for a radio show anymore, is because they were just way too edgy for people. People were kind of
Right.
toning back on the edge.
Right.
We've during the 80s and 90s, that's what brings up horror. In the 80s, I feel like late 70s, early 80s is when horror was its most gruesome, because the MPAA wasn't on their asses yet.
It's true.
And even after the MPAA would cut stuff out of movies, it was still very graphic.
It's true.
So I mean, they
They were still pushing it to the edge, even.
and
even
but
still.
but I am a big agreeer with. I feel like people should do that to exercise the right of freedom
It's
of
true.
speech.
It's
Really,
true.
I don't think you should be running around and have a radio show where you're racist and you just say all these.
Yeah,
you
that doesn't advocate anything. That doesn't help anyone. It doesn't entertain anyone.
It entertains me when it's tastefully done.
Yeah.
That's
but there's a line. You know,
is and some honestly some of it's a little distasteful. I mean, but it falls right. I don't know. It's just funny.
Right.
They tried to push it as it's just words,
Mm-hmm.
but I noticed they said it a lot, and especially when they were talking about the. Do you remember Michael Richards going up on stage at the Laugh Factory and saying, "Oh, he's a," he was screaming at these black people that were heckling him, and he said the N word several times, and he said, "We would have you hanging upside down with a pitchfork up your ass."
Oh fuck.
Oh,
Fuck.
It was funny though because nobody ever. I don't think everybody. They hung him right side up anyway. They didn't hang him upside down, and they didn't shove a pitchfork up their ass. But my point is, I'm not afraid to say it, and I'm very honest with people about that. I'm not afraid to say it, but I don't want to say it in a hateful manner. I don't want to.
Yeah.
It's not something I say just. It's for a laugh more than anything.
And we're not, even when we cross on, we're not doing this to hurt people. We just because we enjoy it, and
Right.
we use
A joke's a joke.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a show. It's for
really edgy comedians always press that point of
yeah.
like they're just fighting for freedom of speech.
Jokes.
And it's the
just
truth.
Jokes. It's just
Is
jokes
you should be able
talk.
to say whatever you want. If you disagree with it, walk away.
Absolutely.
Don't
Right.
don't listen. Don't
listen.
participate.
Walk away. Like I still get to say what I want to say.
Right.
I'm an American.
I think that's why I like Red Bar.
Oh.
Because Red Bar will make hardcore jokes. You know what I mean? He will say very, very inappropriate things so that people would be like, oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
But you're not going to cancel the guy. He has his own website. He bleeps out all the really, really, really bad stuff on YouTube. So he can put it on YouTube.
Right.
But he's a funny guy. I mean, the dude makes a lot of really good points, too. He exposes a lot of people for their bullshit. That's a lot. Some of it is kind of, obscure and too much.
Goodness.
But.
Oh, yeah. Well, shit.
I don't know. I wanted to bring that out there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not,
I'm glad you did.
It's a topic that everybody, especially right now with the riots going on and the George Floyd thing, I'm 100% for, or let's say against police brutality.
I'm totally against police brutality.
Right.
I think
And I'm for a protest.
Everyone has the right to protest. It's in the Constitution. You have a right to do that. You have a right to.
It was a very sad video. And the thing is, I saw a lot of articles like even like Amish people were coming out and protesting and holding up picket signs. A lot of people realized, wow, that's too far. That's a little much.
It's like, wow.
That was very blatant murder. And it's not that they haven't done that before on camera, but I think we're fed up with it. We're tired of seeing the videos where they kill people, man. We're done with it. Stop.
Yeah. I could really do without them.
And the problem is I seen it might have been I think it was a white guy with long hair. He had headphones in walking out of a store, and I saw a video where a cop popped him because he had headphones and he couldn't hear him. So he's like, stop. He says it twice, and then he pops him a couple times, runs over there, and his body cam's going, and he takes the headphones out of his ears and throws them off to the side. And immediately I'm like, wow, I'm not a very intelligent person, but I'm not dumb either.
Yeah,
that was kind
just
of
not
fucked
right.
up. You should have left it alone. Like, don't touch him till they get there. But he knew, if they think he was wearing headphones and he didn't hear me, I might have been in the wrong. And you were in the fucking wrong. You popped him in his back. He wasn't running. He was walking. But at the same time, I'm with people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I totally get it. I don't think you should burn down your city. But I think it is an appropriate time to let authority know we're not afraid to fucking come at you. Like, we have to make them fear us.
We don't like this, and you need to know it. So anything we can do to affect you, they will. No, that shouldn't. Just because you have the right to protest does not give you the right to burn down your fucking city. But
I think a lot of that's media push
I
too.
understand why people get pushed to that point. You want your voice heard. You want your voice heard. If you have to burn down a fucking building to do it, because inherently in your heart that your voice deserves to be heard. You're a human too. You're living in this too. You're a part of this.
I feel like if they would have only burnt down the police station, they would have been fine. I don't think it would have been a big deal because I noticed a lot of people coming out saying when the police station burned down, they didn't really bat an eye. They were kind of like, because it wasn't just that George Floyd thing. That police department was very corrupt anyway, and a lot of people had done research after that and found out, this isn't the first time something similar has happened. You've also, I believe the same officer that put the knee in his neck, I may be misquoting this, but the stuff I read, he has some racist stuff in the past.
Yeah.
And he's shot, I don't know if he killed, but I believe he shot at an Indian man.
Yeah, you're right.
And he's kind of known for this shit.
Wow.
If any time was the time to step up and make them fear us, it was now. You know?
Definitely.
Especially since they just pushed us in the house and told us to stay there for a fucking couple months.
Oh, which is a whole other discussion in itself. And
that was a bad deal.
but yeah, on that note, I think it's a good time to wrap it up.
Yeah. Okay.
We've had a good time. Thank you for dwelling in with me on the whole shit I've been dealing with lately.
Dude, I'm happy to. That's
Appreciate
I get where you're coming from totally about that.
You know?
I mean, it's not for me, but
Yeah.
I also haven't been put in that
Which I
position
understand
either.
that, and I totally respect that. So it's all good. Yippity do.
Yeah, I was about to say yippee-yi-yay. That's
yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
yippee-yi-yay, motherfucker.
But yeah, everyone take it easy. We got a Leprechaun
Look out for
commentary coming
scary
up.
commentary too. Leprechaun.
It's gonna happen.
We'll do the original, and then we'll move on from there. We won't do one after another, but we'll probably do every other one.
We'll do
maybe.
them in order, but not one after.
Exactly. I can't do too much Leprechaun. We
got to get our regular podcast in too, and
a lot of work to do.
all that job.
Little
all that.
time to do it.
Oh yeah.
We love you guys.
Take it easy. Take care of yourself. Peace.